Wild pigs in Germany are mysteriously radioactive, and we may finally know why. Wild boars in southeast Germany are known to contain high levels of radioactive cesium, which has been widely attributed to the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. But radioactivity levels have decreased in other animals while mysteriously persisting in the boars, a peculiar behavior known as the wild boar paradox. New research shows nuclear weapons tested from the mid-20th century are also responsible, and scientists say both sources continue to contaminate the boars via their diet. The stockily built tusk wild boars, the Sus scrofa, appear healthy, but the dangerously high levels of radioactive cesium found in some of them have reduced hunting of the animals for their meat and contributed to overpopulation issues. Our work reveals deeper insight into the notorious radiocesium contamination in Bavaria wild boars beyond the total radionuclide qualification only. Radioecologist Felix Stagger from Leipzig University, Hanover, Germany, and colleagues write in their paper, in the aftermath of the nuclear accident or explosion, radioactive materials released into the environment pose a significant threat to ecosystems. After the Chernobyl accident 37 years ago, there was an increase in radioactive cesium contamination, particularly cesium-137, which has a half-life of about 30 years. But a much more stable isotope, cesium-135, has a half-life of over 2 million years and can also be created via nuclear fission. According to prior research, the ratio of cesium-135 to cesium-137 can determine where the cesium came from. A high ratio indicates nuclear weapon explosions, while a low ratio points to nuclear reactors as the likely source. The team set out to analyze cesium levels using 48 samples of wild boar meat collected by hunters during 2019 to 21 from 11 regions of Bavaria. A high-purity gamma-ray detector was used to measure the activity of cesium-137, and a high-tech mass spectrometry compared the amount of cesium-135 to 137. Radioactive cesium levels in 88% of the meat samples tested were higher than Germany's legal threshold. Using the ratio of cesium-135 to cesium-137, the researchers determined that nuclear weapon testing was responsible for the 12 to 68% of the contamination of those samples that surpassed the safe composition limit. All samples exhibited signature of mixing, write the researchers. Nuclear weapons fallout and Chernobyl have mixed in the Bavarian soil. The release maxima of those were about 20 to 30 years apart, the team writes. Despite Chernobyl being the main source of cesium in wild boars, about a quarter of the samples show significant enough contributions from weapons fallout to exceed the regulatory limit without even taking the Chernobyl contribution into account. Wild boars' diets, which include underground truffles, have absorbed varying levels of contamination from both sources, which has contributed to the animal's persistent radioactivity. Nuclear power is making a comeback as a low-carbon potential solution to humanity's insatiable appetite for energy in the face of climate change. The authors suggest research is important to understand its potential impact, which their study has given some insight into. Further nuclear accidents or explosions, the team says, could increase the current contamination of these animals and have repercussions on food safety immediately and for decades. This study illustrates that the strategic decisions to conduct atmospheric nuclear tests 60 to 80 years ago still impact remote natural environments, wildlife, and a human food source today, the authors conclude. The study was published in Environmental Science and Technology, and this is on Science Alert by Rebecca Dyer. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.